is the first poem I'm going to read. Some of these poems are sort of meant to be humorous and some are more serious, but you know, I like to vary them. And this is one about the weather, and it's called Don't Mention the Weather. Do not ever, ever, ever ask an Englishman about the weather. Believe you me, it's a big mistake that you should never, ever make. For he'll go on and on forever, until you think that you will never get away from his mad tirade about Fahrenheit and centigrade. They learn it at their mother's knees. It is the national disease, where they all seem quite possessed by this strange climatic zest. They'll talk and talk for simply hours on the possibilities of showers, or the outside chance of freezing fog, should you want to walk the dog. Thunderstorms will get them going, and they really love it when it's snowing. Especially they find it pleasing to prophesy a spell of freezing. They like their weather pretty dire in places such as Staffordshire, and when it comes to wind and gale, they play fine tunes on the Beaufort scale. Most of all, they really get boring, explaining why it'll soon be pouring, and you'll learn more than you want to know of drizzle, rain and sleet and snow. So I will give you this advice. An Englishman can be very nice, but keep him off all talk of weather, or you'll be stuck with him forever. Right, well, the next one is one that I've tried quite often to write and haven't been terribly successful, but it's about Spurn. It's called Spurn Point. Here the land narrows and curves to a tenuous line of sand and sparse marram grass, scarce noticed in the misty distances of estuary and open sea, save for those tall, proud sentinels, the lighthouses whose lights no longer shine across the waves to light the night for passing ships. Yet still they stand as sea marks now above the wind-swept dunes of lonesome, sea-girt, almost island Spurn. The next one is, I suppose you could call it a philosophy of life. I've called this poem Relax, Enjoy, Be Merry. If I were given the choice, I would get rid of ought and must and should. Such words would go in the rubbish bin, along with guilt and blame and sin. We only need to love each other and treat our neighbour as our brother. All other do's and don'ts don't matter, they're just a lot of idle chatter. We've only one life as far as we know, so let's enjoy it before we go.
I like that one. I do like that.
Well, it's a good philosophy, isn't it? Yeah. This is another, well, semi-serious poem. It's called Late Summer Migrants, and I got the idea of this once going round Bridlington about this time of year and seeing all the old people sitting in deck chairs in the sort of afternoon sun, and it just reminded me of how you see swallows at around the same time, sort of on all the wires getting ready to migrate to Africa. So this one is called Late Summer Migrants. You see them in all seaside towns, late summer say, around the time the schools go back. They congregate, like swallows do on lines and wires, to rest before that long, hard journey from these shores, or like late autumn butterflies that find a warm and sheltered spot late in the day before the sun goes down. Basking there in the still, warm air, it seems as if these too prepare this afternoon for their long journey to another shore. They softly chatter, snooze, recline in peaceful rows on hired deck chairs in the sun, and like the swallows, in their bones, they know that winter soon will come. The next one is a sort of take-off of home thoughts from abroad. I was sitting in the garden, well, in the summer house, and one rainy day, and I was looking outside and seeing the birds sort of not really enjoying the wet weather. So, with apologies to Robert Browning, home thoughts from abroad. Oh, not to be in England now that May is here. The sky all day has been cold and grey, and it has rained since Saturday. The chaffinch sits hunched on the orchard bough, bedraggled and sodden and dumb, while the whitethroat like the swallow wonders what folly made it come. As for the wise thrush, it doesn't give a damn what you think. Like me, it's pissed off with all this sodding weather. You know that poem, Home Thoughts from Abroad? This is one I read somewhere that in olden days they used to have different names for the sort of different moons in the months of winter. In the moons of December, January and February, it used to be known variously as cold moon, wolf or storm moon, and snow moon, which I think are lovely names. So this is cold moons of winter. Cold moons of winter, the wolf and the storm, ice crystal splinter, the long night is born. Grey shadows lope over the snow, yet still there is hope, though fires burn low. Anyway, it's not winter yet.
Thankfully. Not fair.
This is one again, one Sunday afternoon, sitting in the summer house and looking outside. And I've called this one Sub Specie Aeternitatis, under the guise of eternity. This Sunday afternoon I meant to write a poem, but fell asleep. I woke alone in the summer house to hear the raindrops pattering on the wooden roof. Outside the grass is lush and freshly green. Beyond, upon the paving stones are scattered apple blossom petals. Already they have begun to fall. Seasons pass and spring follows spring. Each year it comes anew. Branches sway in the wind, the leaves fluttering like shoals of fish. Their scales glitter in the sunlight, like a waterfall of time splashing into eternity.